I have high hopes for this.
Good, I like cows. 14 cows for America. And I actually have a lot of cows myself. All those are cows. And then I have a cow over there. Alright, 14 cows for America. Hard book to handle. What? Oh, it has a lot of writing and stupid pictures, and it's like a shoe placement. Alright. The remote village waiting for a story to be told. News travels slowly to this corner of Kenya. They don't have shoes in Kenya, I've been there. Well, some people, but no. As Kimeli nears his village, he watches a herd of bull giraffes. They don't have giraffes in Kenya either anymore, except on like safaris. Cross the open. Oh, he's a poacher probably. That makes sense then. Cross the open grasslands. He smiles. Yep, he's a poacher. He has been away a long time because the government chased them off sometimes, and they come back and kill the giraffe. Is this like propaganda by the Kenyan government? They're all so happy. A girl sitting under a guava tree, under a guava tree, sees him first. I don't think they have guavas there either anymore. And cries out to the others. The children run to him with the speed and grace of cheetah. He greets them with a gentle touch on the head, a warrior's blessings. Yeah, it's propaganda. Like, if I was gonna read this like it is in Kenya, it'd be a girl sitting in the mud next to a grave, sees him first. She cries out in pain and stumbles to him, riddled by AIDS. He greets her with a smack on the head, a Kenyan blessing. And he probably rapes her, but that's not an insurance book. Ugh. The rest of the tribe soon surrounds Kimeli. These are his people. These are the Maasai. I've seen a Maasai. The thing about Maasai is they like hate civilization, so they wouldn't be wearing Nikes. And they're also kind of not next to each other. Once they were feared warriors, now they live in poverty, riddled with AIDS. They treat their cows as kindly as do their children, so not kind at all. They sing to them, they give them names, they shelter the young ones in their homes. It'd be kind of stupid not to give your cows names when you have like 2 cows. Just in US, they don't give them names because they have so many and they treat them so bad. Without the herd, the tribe might starve. They starve even with the herd, actually. So without a herd, they definitely starve. To the Maasai, the cow is life. Super hello, Kimeli hears again and again. Everyone wants to greet him. His eyes find his mother across the Mekong, the ring of the huts with their roofs of sun-baked dung. She spreads her arms and calls to him. Welcome, my son. Kimeli sighs, he's home. Remember when we thought this might be a good book? He tricked us bad. This is sweeter and sadder because he cannot stay. He must return to the faraway country where he is learning to be a doctor. So like Sudan? What next to Kenya? Ethiopia maybe? He thinks of New York, then he remembers September. That's like a haiku, except horrible. A child asks if he has brought any stories. Kimeli nods. He has brought with him one story. It has burnt a hole in his heart. But first he must speak with the elders. Later in a tradition as old, I don't even, this is stupid. Blah 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 blah. There's a terrible stillness in the air, and the blah blah blah. Women and children listen. Buildings so tall they can touch the sky. He's talking about New York. Fries so hot they can melt iron. He means fires. Oh, it does say fires. Smoking and dust so thick they can block out the sun. The story ends. More than 3,000 souls are lost. Just about 9/11. He went back to his Maasai village and told him about 9/11. I think more people die in Kenya like per day from violent causes. They don't care at all. In fact, they hate US because they're Muslim. Kimeli waits. He knows his people. Well, not all of them, but even the non-Muslims hate US too. They are fierce when provoked, but easily moved to kindness when they hear of suffering of infidels. No, it's injustice. Oh my god, no, they're gonna send their cows to USA? At least an elder speaks. It's books like this that like make me sympathize with terrorists. At least an elder speaks. He is shaken, but above all he said, "What can we do for this poor people?" Oh no, nearby a cow lows, heads turned towards the herd. To the Maasai, Kimeli says softly, "The cow is life." Turning to the elders, Kimeli offers his only cow, and Karus. He asks for their blessing. They give it gladly, but they want to offer something more. Oh, a jeep. The tribe sends word to the United States Embassy in Nairobi. In response, the embassy sends a diplomat. His jeep jounces along the dusty, rugged roads. Only takes it like 5 days to make it there. No, like 2 days. He is hot and tired. He thinks he is going to meet with Maasai elders. He cannot be more wrong. As the jeep nears the edge of the village, the man sits up. Clearly, this is no ordinary diplomatic visit. This is a kidnapping. Yep. They kidnapped him and raped him and cut his head off on camera. Merry Christmas, children. Don't go to Kenya. A ceremony? Hundreds of Maasai greet the American in full tribal splendor at the sight of the brilliant blood-red Tunsis. And spectacular... Mom! The brilliant blood-red Tunsis and spectacular beaded collars, he can only marvel. This is horribly long. It is a day of searched ritual. Nobody from the embassy would go there, and if they did, you would actually get kidnapped. Young warriors dance, leaping into the air like fish from a stream. So like this high. A woman sing, just like shit happens. Kimeli and his people, we're gonna accelerate this because like, if there's actually children who ever listen to this, they would hurt themselves. Listen to this for so long. This, by the way, cost $18. Kimeli and his people gather on a scorched knoll far from a village. The only sound is a gentle... I wonder if whoever wrote this been to Kenya. The elders chant the blessing in Ma. They're all really happy. Oh no, 14 cows for America. Well, that makes September 11th all better. They're like, well, the bad thing, all those people that nobody cares about, but the good thing, we got 14 cows. Imaginary cows, because, yeah. Because there is no nation so powerful, it cannot be wounded. Nor are people so small, they cannot offer mighty comfort. This is awful. I want to read this note. Alright. Hi, I'm Dick Kimeli in this story. I grew up in a small village. When I was a little boy, my mama said I was too gentle to be a fierce Maasai warrior. So the elders beat me, and I became a drug peddler. Then, eventually I got arrested in Saudi Arabia, 14 pounds of heroin and sentenced to death penalty. It's horrible, poor guy. And Saudi Arabia sucks, by the way. And so does this book.
What do you think, like, as far as how it compared to, like, your experience in Africa?
Yeah, it's about the same. No, this book was horrible, and so is Africa. Especially Kenya, which is probably one of the most corrupt places in Africa. And it sucks. And there are Maasai there, but we don't really give a shit about America. They are pretty gullible though, so you could in theory go there and convince them to give some of their cows away and then sell them in Nairobi and buy heroin, which is cheap because it gets trafficked to Nairobi. How's that tight? Hands on strike. Whoever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was curious. Even if cows and chickens can get things done with the power of writing, then so can minorities maybe. I think that's the point of this book, in which case it's pretty inspirational.